Bad trip. All right. Oh, the fucking Buccaneers scored. 24-14. Here we go. All right. It's not a blowout. All right. Bad trip. Number 1, Dear Billy Shakedown Street. I don't even know what that means. I like it. Sounds like a failed pilot that they were trying to pair with 21 Jump Street back in the day when Fox was a new channel. Dear Billy Shakedown Street. Bad trips are like bad drunks. You may be in a bad mood if you think about dumb shit that annoys you, but chances are you'd giggle and laugh and talk a little more like George Carlin. Oh, if I took mushrooms that people for some reason want me to do. You should do some research on microdosing. You will never hear a bad story about that, and it could definitely help take the edge off in terms of losing your shit. Everyone will tell you it helps things roll off easier, anger and sadness being the main two. Well, my question about that is it just numbing me from those, or is it actually truly helping me? Where a painkiller doesn't truly help make you better. It just numbs the information. It blocks the information going to your brain, right? P.S. Here is my bad trip story. Once in college, I didn't go to the bar and ate mushrooms instead with a friend. I started thinking about how antisocial I was and felt bad for having to be different. A few moments later, I realized I went to the bar 5 nights a week anyways and wasn't missing anything. I'm a child of divorce and have some PTSD, and nothing was triggered. All right, so you just felt bad for a little bit, and then you realized it wasn't bad. Okay, all right, I'll go with that. All right, hey, Billy Big Nuts, listen to your podcast, your Monday podcast about the positive mushroom trip and wanted to weigh in. I'm a super laid-back person. I've hardly ever worked up or stressed and can normally just go with the flow. I was always nervous about trying mushrooms because of the stories I would hear from other people. Everything from being stranded in space, trying to get a taxi back home, to one friend who tripped while camping alone and thought Bigfoot was coming to kill him. Turns out Bigfoot was just a beaver gnawing down trees behind his tent at night. Parentheses, they're nocturnal. Dude, I don't need to be thinking a beaver is a Bigfoot. I'm not doing this shit, people. You guys can try to convince me all you want. I eventually got tired of hearing the stories, all of which were so different, and wanted to experience it myself. I did it 2 or 3 times and had nothing but positive experiences, mostly just laughing my ass off with my buddies. After these few times, I tricked myself into thinking nothing could go wrong, but I was mistaken. The next time I took them, I did an 1/8 to myself, which was way too much for me, roughly 3 grams. On the previous trips, when taking an appropriate amount, I felt like I was floating on a lazy river, just enjoying myself. But with the 3-gram trip, the lazy river turned into a fucking White Rapids waterfall. I became extremely anxious and insecure. I wasn't able to focus on anything without feeling nauseous and remember desperately wanting to be home. I was at a concert. I just wasn't myself anymore. I don't know what he wrote. It was a feeling I'd never want again. But the beauty of mushrooms is that even the bad trips teach you something. After fighting those shitty feelings for what felt like hours, probably an hour at the most, I slowly started to become myself again, and that was the beautiful part. I'd never been so happy to be me. The bad trip had taken me so far away from who I was that it let me see myself from a distance and show me how lucky I am to be me. I'm truly a blessed person, and I kind of forgot that until I had my bad trip. So the moral of the story is to take the appropriate amount for you. Well, how do I know that before I try? There's just too many variables here. If you just want to have fun and dip your toes into the water, do that. Or you can dive in the deep end and maybe not fully enjoy it, but still come away with some powerful lessons. Thanks for doing what you do. It truly makes people happy, and can't wait till we can all laugh at you in person again. Take it easy. All right. Well, don't you learn the same lessons with alcohol? You know, I've definitely had the thought of like, wow, I wish I was sober right now. I wish I wasn't puking. I wish I wasn't doing this in public. I wish I didn't say that. Except I never learned from those lessons, did I? Well, eventually I did, because I finally quit all this shit.